I went to a Bosnia World Cup match, and it blew me away. Right at kickoff, thousands of Bosnia fans suddenly broke into song. I couldn't understand a single word, but I was almost moved to tears listening to it. This wasn't fans chanting for their team, it was people far away from home, away for years and years, calling out to it in their mother tongue. The match was in Los Angeles, Bosnia versus Switzerland. Many Swiss fans flew to the US for the game, but in reality, in a stadium with 70,000 people, aside from some local neutral fans, the vast majority were Bosnia fans. Many brought their entire families. Bosnia is a nation only recently emerged from years of conflict. And if you only went by the crowd, you'd never believe Bosnia is a country of barely 3 million people. That's about a quarter of the Los Angeles metropolitan area. And yet, they've turned an American World Cup into a home game. The stadium was theirs. I got to talk to some of them, and I slowly understood why. A lot of them did not fly in from Bosnia at all. They are already here, in America. And most of them came to the United States for pretty much the same reasons. War. In the 1990s, Yugoslavia broke apart. Those who are a bit older might still have some impression of it. After the breakup, the former Yugoslavia states went through years of turmoil, and the bloodiest chapter of all was the Bosnian War, including the siege of Sarajevo. In college, I wrote a paper on the Bosnian War. My research subject was a computer game called This War of Mine. You don't play as a soldier, you play an ordinary civilian trying to survive. Your task isn't how to defeat the enemy, it's how to make it to tomorrow. How to find food, how to find medicine, how to avoid getting shot by a sniper. The game's real inspiration was the siege of Sarajevo. From 1992 to 1996, the city was surrounded for 4 years. This is the longest siege of a capital city in modern warfare, 3 times longer than the Battle of Stalingrad. There were shellings almost every day. Civilians stepping out in daylight, crossing the street, buying groceries, going to hospitals could all be picked off by snipers in the hills. For a lot of us, the 90s feels like a long time ago. But for Bosnians, it's not distant at all. It's their parents' memory, and for some of them, it's their own. Some lived through it. For example, Eddie Zico, Bosnia's captain, grew up in Sarajevo. Many of his football friends were killed in bombing back then. That's why so many young people from Bosnia emigrated for refuge. These immigrants spread out America, but their national identity remained very strong. Basically, every family has its own story. So this is a deep wound for their entire nation. But it's also a collective memory and a source of strength that unite them. This time, Bosnia returned to the World Cup, and many immigrants living overseas brought their entire families, coming from all over the world. For them, the meaning of the World Cup goes far beyond just a football game. It's a spiritual connection to their homeland. I chatted with some of them at the stadium. They were all very emotional. After so many years living in a foreign country, their accents have not been changed, but their hair has turned gray. The young men and women who left in their 20s are now uncles and aunties. Here's another fascinating thing about Bosnia. Their national anthem has no words, but before the game, the fans all sing one song together. It's called Lilies. It isn't a chant. It isn't even a patriotic song. It's a sad love song. Everyone in Bosnia knows it. The man who wrote it holds a place in their culture, a bit like, Bob Dylan maybe. Bosnians are a deeply tender and sentimental people. There's a word in their language, Sevdah. It's almost impossible to translate. The root originally meant something like black bile. Over time, it came to mean a feeling, longing for something you know you can never have, but can't bring yourself to let go of it. Later on, this emotion gradually developed into a genre of music. The song Lily belongs to this. It maps almost perfectly into an image from a classical Chinese poetry. Two people standing on opposite banks of a river, separated by the water forever.
我和你是河两岸，永隔一江水。
That Sevdah feeling comes with its own image, one that runs through all Bosnian culture. It's always night, a person sitting alone, drinking the whole night through, singing the whole night through, and the song is always one of these sad Sevdah love songs. Maybe this temperament comes from their history. They sit in the Balkans, a region torn and unsettled for centuries, right at the crossroad of civilizations. The Ottoman Empire, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, Orthodox Christianity, Catholicism, Islam. For hundreds of years, it all collided and overlapped here. It's why the region is called the power pig of Europe. Their borders kept shifting, war kept coming. For these people, being scattered became almost a kind of fate. So maybe it's not the Bosnians who are born sentimental. Their language, culture, and history really do invite the feeling out. Which is why it's so hard to imagine, on a stage as electric as the World Cup, before and after the game, tens of thousands people sing together, and what they sing is a melancholy love song. Standing here, I watched Bosnian uncles and aunties singing this song with their kids who'd grown up in America, so many of them had tears running down their face. These wanderers who have lived abroad for 30 years, and yet, because of this one World Cup, all of them gathered from across America, even across the world, and together, they sang this old song of home. A line of classical poetry goes in a similar way. On a night like this, hearing a song like this, whose heart wouldn't turn toward home?